everyone. I'm Chef Ruben and welcome to another episode of the Uncharted Cook-Off. So today I'm cooking along with Chef Funi, and we're both visiting Maine out in the USA. Obviously, Maine is known for their amazing seafood and maybe more known for their lobster rolls. Incredible lobster rolls. I've been to Portland, Maine before. I mean, just incredible the seafood there. Really looking forward to cooking this today. We're doing something similar, obviously with a little bit of a twist. Chef Funi is out there in Cape Town, and we're cooking via a video call. So I'm looking forward to challenging you, Funi. How are you doing today, man?
I'm ready for the challenge.
So tell me about all your produce you received.
Okay, I've got celery here, nice fresh celery, got chives, got lemons, blueberries, butter. Then I've got a very nice fresh rolls, salad leaves, and then I've got nori, and then of course I've got the very nice fresh lobster. Oh, looks so good.
So I'm making my own version of a Maine lobster roll. Obviously, if you look at the ingredients, I got the blueberries and the nori, which is kind of like another addition to the recipe itself. So the blueberries, for me, they kind of, they're not that sweet. So it'll take or play the role as almost like a tomato. So I'm going to make a little salsa with these. Add a bit of lemon juice, some zest to that as well. When it comes to lobster roll, what do you want to taste? You want to taste the lobster itself, that sweetness of it. So I'm going to add just a tiny bit of mayonnaise to the meat itself. And then I'm going to now this is something that's quite interesting when it comes to lobster rolls in that area. Some people don't like the addition of celery and others don't. Others like it and others don't. You know, there's different areas also where maybe some spice, avo and things are added. We're keeping this fairly simple. I'm adding tiny little dice of the celery to my mayonnaise. Then it's folded through the crayfish. A little bit of paprika, tiny little bit of Tabasco, not too much. The blueberries, like I said, I'm going to do a bit of a salsa with it. Now, when it comes to the crayfish itself, obviously, seafood must just be cooked just right, okay? So this is going to go into more like steaming, so I don't have a hell of a lot of water in here, so slightly salted. I'm also going to take some of the celery leaves, put it in my water just to infuse it a little bit, and then I'm going to steam it for about 3 minutes max. Take it out, let it cool, and then I'm going to take it out. They'll be just perfectly cooked. You still want that bit of crunch, and you don't want it to be overcooked, obviously. Then in the US or Maine, they call sort of clarified butter. They call it passed butter. I really don't know why, but they do. You're just going to melt that down. And then I also just want to butter my rolls, cut them in half, obviously, butter them, and give it a nice toast on either side, because that will add sort of an addition in terms of flavor. And when we assemble, I'm going to use some of the nori and some of this crispy lettuce. And also that's another debate, especially in Maine. Some people, when they want to be stingy with their lobster, they add too much of the lettuce. We're not going to do that, just tiny bits together with the nori. That's going to add more of that seafood flavor. And then we are going to assemble. So I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. You know, you want this bun not to be cut open completely. So I'm going to cut it just 3/4, and then I'm going to toast it like that, because I almost want the lobster to be quite generous in there. We have enough to be able to do that. The lobster we chop up, we coat it with a mayonnaise, and then we're ready to go.
Okay, chef, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just take the lobsters, and I'm just going to try to crack it a little bit, just like that. And then I'm going to take butter, just put butter on my tray, then, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the skin side down, just like that. For the butter, just add butter and a little bit of lemon. So you know what lemon juice does, like Chef already explained, it brings all those flavors in together. You know, it intensifies everything. That's why I just added lemon. It goes very well with the seafood. And then butter, little bit of salt and pepper. Now I'm gonna put it in the oven. Hey Chef, what's up? How's it going?
Hey man, Chef Funi, listen.
Yes. How's it going? What are you doing now?
It's going well. Listen, I can't complain if I'm cooking crayfish lobster here on a Monday to make a lobster roll. I mean, how can your Monday start better than that, eh?
Yeah, imagine, eh?
Listen, do you know the interesting thing about the blueberries? The addition of the blueberries. In Maine, they've got I think something like 40,000 hectares that they grow of blueberries. That's why I think we were given the blueberries. It's interesting, especially in South Africa now.
Wow.
Blueberries are also quite a big thing. They're growing it all over the place.
Mm-hmm. But where do you normally get blueberries here in South Africa?
Well, you get it, I mean, here in the Western Cape, they're growing it in different places now. They're planting it all over. You also get it up north. I actually heard a while ago there's an old mine that they're going to change into sort of blueberry
farm.
A blueberry farm.
What interesting.
One more of it. And the cool thing about it is that you can use it as sort of a savory element to your dish, or you know, it can obviously be used in kind of sweeter dishes as well. But I have to say, Funi, now you've traveled a lot as well. I've been lucky to have been to Portland in Maine, and their lobsters are obviously quite big and they're so abundant. That's why they're making kind of rolls with it. You know, there's just so much.
Yes, that makes sense to me, because I was like wondering why did they try to make rolls out of it? Because they're so big or huge. That's why they do that. Okay, but you know what? The other thing about Maine, what is interesting, I just found out that when they talk about what we call the oysters, they say it's very salty. Did you know that?
Oh, so the oysters are very salty.
Yeah, you just need lemon. Just squeeze lemon, or if you want to add something like chili Tabasco, that's it.
Oh, wow. Oh.
That's so interesting, eh?
Look, that's super interesting. And also, you know, just the variety of seafood that they get. That's why if you think about our cold waters here in the Cape as well, you know, especially on the side of the Atlantic. In Maine also, they've got quite a rocky sort of coastline, and they also the side of the Atlantic, obviously a little bit further up north, so even colder. And the colder the water, the sweeter the seafood. You know, like in terms of lobster itself, if you taste, I mean, I've tasted it just like that, because how they cook it there for me sometimes in one of these restaurants, and they steam like a whole pot of these lobsters or crabs sometimes. And then they just throw it down onto your table with a pitcher of beer and some dipping sauce, your past butter and everything, and there you go. I mean, it's just an amazing experience.
Okay, that sounds interesting. But now I've got something, man. About the celery.
Yeah, what are you doing with that?
Because it's got this little bit of zestiness on it. And I was just thinking I'm gonna change my recipe now. Not change, just gonna add a little bit of it with the zest of lemon for my seafood mayonnaise. Do you think it's gonna work? Remember when you challenged it?
Yeah, Funi, but now you're copying me. You see, that's exactly why I was careful. I didn't want to tell you what I was doing. Now you're stealing my recipe, I see.
Yeah, you know,
I'm kidding. That's actually traditional. I'm kidding. That's actually traditional in Maine. You know, they add the celery to it. So I think you're smart on there, brother. Gonna work lekker.
Let's stick to it.
Okay, so I've also now cooked my crayfish. So like I said, just kind of very quick. And you always have to give them like a gentle cook, Funi.
Yeah,
I mean,
not overcooked.
do you like cooking seafood especially, or crayfish?
Now remember, I come from the other part of South Africa, eh? We didn't have seafood. You were fortunate to be born this time.
More like a meat guy, yeah?
Yes, you remember I used to say to people, mopani worms and prawns are the same thing.
Okay, so I'm melting my butter. My pan goes on because now I want to toast my rolls. What are you doing with the nori?
Okay, I'm just gonna cut it a little bit thinly, and then from there I'm just gonna add it to my seafood mayonnaise.
Yeah, because I mean, it's basically seaweed. It's a natural product. It won't affect too much the taste. It obviously can be slightly overpowering, so I'm also going to add mine to my little salad, but I don't want to add too much.
Yeah, it might overpower the entire dish.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what's beautiful about this is, obviously people always like to add garlic to seafood.
Okay.
You know? So this one, we're not doing anything like that. It's just very much kind of fresh, more focus on the seafood. And what I also don't like is too much of the mayonnaise. You know, I don't like to add too much of it. Okay, I'm chopping my celery as well now. So I'm adding, Funi, a little bit of paprika as well, and then that chives to the mayonnaise, né?
Yes. But you had my paprika also. Can you see? I've already got my paprika. Now you're cooking mine.
I didn't paprika.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah. I think it's quite cool to be able to cook food from different countries. Don't you think it's a nice thing to be able to do that?
So it's interesting, man. Sure.
I mean, the US is so massive, and you have so many different food cultures in the different sort of states. But I have to say, I like the seaside states, you know, that sort of borders on the ocean side. And then you get the complete other side of the US where it's more the Pacific. There you get different seafood.
Texas and where they prefer all this meaty. Okay. I think my lobsters, I'm gonna take them out of the oven. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna take them out. Oh, it looks good. Perfect.
You know, the cool thing with the lobster is that they actually come already with the little vein in the middle. They take it out for you already. Don't you think that's nice?
That's a good thing, because I was thinking now if I were to, wow, they look good actually. Can you see how? This is how now when the meat is white, that's when it's cooked.
Lovely, perfect. How did you cook yours, Funi?
I just put them in the oven, drizzle lemon juice, butter, put in oven 180 degrees Celsius, less than 10 minutes, they'll be done.
Lovely.
And then I'm gonna just
cook them. Now, I steamed mine like just for 3 minutes, very kind of low temperature, and I added some of that celery leaves to the water.
Wow! So then
then just let it cook down a little bit. Then they just come out of the shell like this, easy.
Perfect. Wow! Interesting.
You see, they just out of the shell,
just like that. I'm gonna try mine and see if it's gonna come out like that.
They should, because you know what happens is when they cook, they shrink a little bit, and then it's kind of easy to they also then loosen. They come away from the shell, and then it's easy to do that.
Okay. Do you wait for it to cool, or must it just like that?
If you can work with it, then it's cool enough.
Okay.
You can see I'm cutting mine with a scissor on the side. This is at the bottom of it, so I just cut along the side. Then I pull sort of like this top layer.
Okay.
And that comes away from the meat as well. Easy. And then I just put my finger underneath until I can feel it loosens, and then I just pull it out like that.
Okay. Yeah, it's very easy. I can see now. Can you see? Very easy.
Ah, nice. Easy. Easy. Okay, I've toasted my
And
two of them. Now the rest, a little bit of butter in the end.
okay.
See, they kind of like come out like this. A little, just lightly toasted, not too much.
Mm-hmm. And I was laughing, one post something on one of the social media where they were like, they show all these different types of toast. And they said, which one do you prefer? I mean, the other one was so bent. I'm like, no, that's not a toast. They're like, no, other people prefer it like that. Okay.
It's just, this is already a rich bun, but now to add kind of like more of that butteriness to it, why not, eh?
It just gives a nice flavor on it.
Okay, Funi, I'm going to start building. Now, the thing is, they're also in Maine, where, how they obviously serve the lobster rolls with, you can serve it with fries, normal French fries, or sort of like more like a chip fry, like a sliced fresh kind of chip that you just flavor again with some paprika or whatever, deep fried. I think this could be a nice opportunity for you, Funi, in Cape Town, because you're there on the beach. It can be your thing. Funi's lobster rolls. $500.
For $500, one roll. I think I'm gonna make it. I'll kill it, man.
Okay, so there you have it. This is my Ruben's version of Maine lobster rolls. Okay, so we have these amazing brioche buns. You can see they're nice and shiny. We've added the blueberries. I think a stunning addition, because blueberries, again, it's got that tiny bit of sweetness. It almost acts like a fresh sort of pop of flavor. It doesn't take flavor away from the lobster itself. The nori seaweed, it just enhances that seafood flavor. So I've just kind of shredded a little bit over the top. I've kept the flavor of the crayfish intact, together with that little bit of mayonnaise and the celery for that tiny bite. Buttered the buns, gave them a light toast. Added a little bit of lemon juice, obviously, also to that mixture. The crunchy lettuce at the bottom, that rich crayfish mixture on top of it. And then I finished it off with the blueberries, the nori, and that's it, When it comes to amazing ingredients, and that's what you get in Maine, you get amazing seafood, then you want to do as little as possible to it, just to retain that beautiful, beautiful flavor. And I think that goes with most high quality ingredients. If it's in abundance, you don't want to do too much to it. So there you have it. My lobster rolls. And I think I did mention to Funi also that Maine's also well known for all their blueberries. They grow a hell of a lot of blueberries on that side. So why not sort of combine the two? Can't wait to get tuck into this.
Okay, mine is ready now, chef. If you can see, assembled what I did, also more or less what you did. I had my lettuce, the crispy lettuce, and then I've combined my mayo with my lobster, the seafood mayonnaise combined with the lobster, just put it there, and a little bit of tomato, and then butter. I didn't toast mine, and then just gonna put like that, and then I think, yeah, that's what I've got. Because what I did, I add the blueberries also into my seafood mayo, and then I can taste it, the tanginess on it. Wow, it gives a different flavor. Like you said, I think I must just try to have my own by the beach here, and then try to come up with something called Funi's lobster roll with seafood mayonnaise, with a touch of blueberry, yeah, and zest of lemon. I think, yeah, can make sense. What do you say, chef?
That looks good, man.
Can't wait to try, eh?
Nice. So you added the tomato. I can see The buns, they're looking fantastic.
And yes, and then a little bit of my
The side, that little container on the side, your extra seafood mayonnaise.
yes. I'm gonna still add more on it. Can you see how it looks? So just add a little bit of lemon juice on it, and then I think it gives a very nice smoothness, as you can see now.
Time to taste.
Yeah. Because that meaty flavor, I can taste it, eh? The seafood on it. So good. And it's not overpowering, eh? Wow.
And I think the bun is just perfect.
Just fun.
Nice and light. You get a little bit of it. I'm glad I didn't put too much salt in mine because I think the saltiness is just perfect as well. But yeah, you can taste that sweetness of the crayfish.
Yeah.
A little bit of nori. And luckily the mayonnaise is also quite light, so that helps with it as well.
It tastes like a food bomb. It's everything just combined together. Like I'm feeling like, wow. That I can taste the meaty, I can taste the flavor of the seafood. It's like, Also the mayonnaise and a little bit of the tanginess. Yeah, so superb.
Guys, I can say, obviously when it comes to fresh seafood especially, it's always about doing as little as possible in terms of adding flavor because the flavor is already there. Here we had amazing East Coast crayfish. It's a local product from South Africa. You don't want to do too much to it. It's really just by adding tiny little bit of additions in terms of texture, tiny bit in terms of flavor, but it always has to complement the main ingredient. And that goes with every dish that you cook. Always be careful not to add too many things, especially in the beginning. Taste as you go, but when it comes to crayfish, lobster especially, just be very careful in terms of how you cook it. Plan from the beginning, your cooking times especially, just so you're not disappointed at the end, because it really doesn't take much to cook it. We cooked the tail today, and that went even quicker. Look at this. It's just sort of a couple of ingredients, and this is a lobster roll that you can serve in probably top restaurants, and people will pay top dollar for that.
Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something. I feel so good today because I made this lobster roll. It tastes so good. And yeah, hope you're gonna try it at home. And thank you so much for watching. Cheers till we meet again.
Funi, I just want to say thank you very much. This was another fantastic experience and a great way to catch up with you again, cooking the food from Maine, and to start our week off like this. Fantastic. I hope everyone at home enjoyed it and that you learned something from what we were doing here today. Please comment which one you like the most. Maybe you like both, maybe you like mine or Funi's more. Obviously you couldn't taste it, I can tell you. It did taste fantastic. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, so please comment and let us know what you think. And also, catch Gordon Ramsay Uncharted on Wednesdays, National Geographic, 9 p.m.